So I'm here in the Blue Ridge Mountains taking a nice winter vacation, doing a ski trip here before winter comes to a close. And when I was checking in, they told me they actually have a decent whiskey bar here. So let's go check it out and see if that's true. Well, so now that I got myself to the top, I gotta actually get back down to taste the whiskey. But I don't think I'm ready for that. It may not look that big in the picture, but it is pretty steep. Lucky enough for me, there's a nice little gentle blue here for the left for me to get down. So at the bottom of the mountain at base camp, they have this nice rotunda and some outdoor fire pits. It's very attractive. They have some good cocktails, but this is not where you go to find the nice whiskey. You go around the corner back into this back door, and this is where they have all their allocated pours, and they got a decent selection here. Okay, before we see what bottles this bar has, how many times have you guys gone out hunting at bars and they either don't have Old Rip on the shelf or they're asking just an astronomical price? Well, this Friday, March 15th, I am doing my first live stream where I will be giving away a 1 ounce sample pour of the Old Rip Van Winkle. I put a link in the description below for that live stream. Make sure you go click it, hit the notification bell, that way you don't miss when I go live on Friday, March 15th. So in the top left, they got some of the store picks from the VABC. I have a Blanton Straight from the Barrel, Wild Turkey Generations. You can see there's not much missing, and I'll show you why later. And then over here in the corner, they have E.H. Taylor Rye and the Single Barrel. Got the Knob Creek 18s, a couple other Knob Creeks. Got a Shanks. I couldn't tell what ECP that is, but they also have here Jack Daniel's 10 and 12, along with the Heritage release from this year. Those are all great pours if you can find them at a bar. And then hiding here behind the ladder is a Russell's Reserve Rickhouse Camp Nelson F. And then here on the bottom shelf, you have a couple different things, but probably the most prominent bottle is that little book. So here's the price list for their bar. I was shocked by some of the prices, whether being really high or in fact really low. For you guys who are not as experienced in knowing the prices, a quick way to tell what is a good value is see how low the bottle is. If there's not much missing, it probably means that it's not the best value. However, if it is almost empty, it means it's probably there's a better chance that it is worth the price. For instance, here they have Wild Turkey Generations for $100 a pour. That is outrageous. Even though the bottle is $500, $100 is just something I can't pay. Anytime it's above $30, I don't know why, it just in my head, it is more difficult to pull the trigger. But one of the things in this menu that I didn't quite understand is the Russell's Reserve Single Rickhouse, which is like a $350 bottle, is cheaper than the Russell's Reserve Single Barrel Select, which those are typically only $80. Another good value I see on here would have been the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, but that was sadly gone by the time I got there. Let me know in the comments what you think is a decent value on this list. They also offered a couple of flights. The Billy Arnold flight might be a good one if you're trying to get cheaper pours. I could not pass up on the Russell's Reserve Single Rick for the price they had, and they're nice 2 ounce pours, which makes the price even better. I also grabbed the E.H. Taylor Single Barrel. The one I have at home, I am not the biggest fan, but this one was a great single barrel and is definitely going to get me to try more single barrels in the future. Now here on the way out, they had a couple of the bottles they have killed. Got some good ones in here, the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, an Old Fitz, and a couple others. But I had a great time at this bar, some good values, some not so great, but I definitely think it is a bar worth checking out if you're ever in the area. On the mountain, they are also giving away some free samples of beer. If you want to laugh, stay tuned after the credits for my attempt at a beer review. All right, you guys are actually gonna get some bonus content here. I'm gonna do my first ever beer review. To be honest, I don't know what I'm talking about with this beer, so take it with a grain of salt. But first one is gonna be that he says it's like lime water or salt water beer, which originally sounds a little off-putting, but let's see what it's like. All right, so it tastes like basically a nicer version of Bud Light with lime in it. So take a Bud Light lime, make it just a little nicer, smoother, a little more flavor going on. It doesn't have the spikiness that Bud Light has, but this is a beer, you know, if I'm on the beach, I think it might be fine, but I'm not a beer expert. And then the other one was some type of IPA. To be honest, again, I don't know much about beer. I think it might have been a double IPA, so I think IPAs are fine, but doubles typically throw me off a little bit, but we'll see. Yeah, that is a lot of hops. If you like hops, this is your jam. If you're not a hop guy, 100% pass. But I do like the flavor. There's like a purple note, like maybe a grape to it. Some type of like purple. I don't know why I'm thinking purple, but I guess the color of the brand was purple. And that's why I'm thinking purple. Yeah, the issue for me with IPAs is I always get this dishwasher note, like I'm drinking dishwasher detergent. I don't know if I'm alone on this front, but that's the main reason I'm not a big fan of IPAs.